Greetings, Ani, Bonjour, Kwekwe, Tansi, Scano. It's Catherine and Brian from Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario with your Indigenous perspective on cartomancy, and our reading this week is for the 22nd to the 28th, and in this week we do have a full moon on the 23rd. It's still Listening Woman. So you're listening for the messages of the ancestors. I'm still using, the amazing decks from last week. And I warn you that the meanings of the cards in Marseille are different. The older original meanings come forward, and you're going to see that as we do this reading. I've chosen this Marseille, as I mentioned last week, because of shamanic influences with our ceremonial group, and the majority of the cards supporting this reading again, the same decks, but in case you didn't see last week's reading, they're bird totems, because we've been talking in our shamanic ceremony group about helpers, totems. In English, people say totems, but we say totems. And we are looking at bone medicine. It's foundational. So what better? My shamanic family name is Pigeon, and we're Thunderbird Clan. And I just think this is very fitting for Listening Woman, because I, for one, am listening a lot to my ancestors lately. Because of health issues and changes we're going through. Anyway, Brian is going to once again douse on camera. There was such hoot and holler over this that we shall have him on camera again, at least his rods, his dousing rods, that is. All right, let's go to the cards, Brian. So here are the 7 feathered Marseille deck cards, and here are the clarifiers. We start the week with the 3 of Swords. In a Marseille deck, this is victory. It is not bold underscore. The historic meaning is not broken heart. That's only one of many meanings for 3 of Swords, but in this deck it's victory. It's the monadic inception, divine mental thinking idea combined with the choices made from the 2 card. The 3 card is putting it all together, and it's a card of victory. So last week's journeys have brought us in a new direction, and here we are starting this week from a place of victory. It's clarified by the 6 of Swords, double 3. 6 of Swords is success, and it's in this deck it's success. It is moving to another new perspective again. So this tells me there's evolving consciousness going on. We have twice the innovation of the 3 here in this card. We move to the 8 of Coins. So this is grounding, this is experience, this is being in a position to mentor others. This is knowing exactly what to do, how to do it. You're on this new journey. And it's clarified by the King of Moons, which is the same as the King of Cups, just a different deck. So the mood of this is the intellectual maturity, the emotional maturity for others. Last week we had the Queen of Moons, and she's about intellectual maturity internally for the person and the immediate people around. This is the archetypal expression. It's not gendered, it's an archetypal expression. So we are taking that archetype on. We are able to extend our gifts to others, our teachings of this new path. And it could be simply showing by example, and there's definitely no imposter syndrome here. We're all doing it. This is the overarching information for everybody. So we're all getting clarity on these new paths we're all on. We've got the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is here. This says shyness. The Page of Cups is a very artistic, very creative, a stop and smell the roses kind of being. And that archetype has an innocence, looking at things, taking on new emotional experiences as if for the first time. In a person this young, yeah, there would be, likely the first time. But we're being asked to look at it as if it was the first time. So we're changing our feelings about things. We're having new experiences emotionally because of the new directions that we're in. I think that's the best way to say it. It's clarified by Kingfisher. Now, I would never have put these attributes with Kingfisher, but it says sunshine, prosperity, and love. So, what better with the Suit of Cups but the experience of joy and prosperity and especially love with cups. So this is all good so far. Now we have the Six of Coins. It is in this deck expansion. We typically think of this as giving and receiving, having the means, the wealth to be able to give, but knowing we also have to receive for the energy to flow. The energy is flowing in this card. It's expanding. And now I must call upon the great Wazoo here to douse. So Brian, this raven is going to pick either a nickel. Is it a nickel?
No.
Is it a fork?
Yeah.
And just to make sure by default, is it a baby rattle?
Nope.
Nope, it's a fork. Let me find out what fork means. More suspenseful music. Number 11. Fog fills the sky and earth. Will be revealed. It says to ask again. So I'm going to pull a clarifier from one of the bird decks, the other bird decks. Let's go with this one. Oh, it's Raven. Oh, Raven knows exactly what it wants. All right, so the clarifier here, because this is a Raven too. The universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities. Well, of course it is, because expansion of consciousness allows us to see the synchronicities. If we're in a subdued sense of self, it's very hard to see beyond. But of course, so this is wonderful. The next card here is the Three of Coins, association. So we're having some frolic, we're having some connection, we're having some joyful time, and this is part of this card too. It's clarified by Dove. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. So we're having physical experiences, but we're also moving up through and having greater spiritual experiences. The next card here is the Valet of Wands. Sorry, yes, the Page of Wands. And it's creativity, because wands are fire and passion, and being able to explore creative means to make what it is that fires our passion. So this is an exploratory phase as we move in this new direction. And it's clarified in the bone medicine card by pulse. So the wrists are involved in this creative endeavor. And this is expansive. We know that it's expansion. We know that it's peaceful. We know that it's joyful. And we know that it's got a great deal of lovingness and victory. So far, not a bad card in the lot. Now, people would look at La Maison Dieu, the House of God, or the Tower card as a bad thing, but historically it wasn't. This is freedom. It's emancipation. It's an freedom from dogma and authority and institutions and situations which have locked us up. So the emancipation aspect of this person is now free. They have a smile on their face. They're escaping. And the moon card for this week is assessing. And it relates to the first quarter moon. Well, we're past the first quarter moon, but assessing is what we would do if we had the aspects of the first quarter moon. So, freedom. This is victory and everything in between, including emancipation and expansion. So, this is extraordinary. You can flip the camera, Brian. I really enjoyed using these cards together. This was so spontaneous for this last 2 weeks to have this particular collection of decks. I love what they've had to say, and and it isn't just because I love what they had to say. There could have been darker cards, and we would have worked around how, you know, that balance would be created. But in both readings, the outcomes have been extraordinarily supportive. And I've enjoyed using this new Marseille deck. And I'm going to pull out some of my old decks in the weeks to come and start showing people. A lot of what I want to do is teaching people how to use cards beyond their comfort zone. So Marseille to me is a delightful deck. Not everybody loves Thoth. I really do. It speaks to my higher self in a great way. But the workhorse deck to me is a good Marseille. And you know, if you come for a reading with me and I pull out a Marseille, I like you very much. Just kidding. I like everybody. All right. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you already haven't. Share the video with others. That's always wonderful if you see something in a video that you think would support someone else. And it helps the algorithms. Send me a coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. And have a good week. From Brian. You know, feel free to speak up in the comments about Brian. And from Brian and I, we wish you blessings. Aho. Peace.